Hey everybody. There is a random thought. I don't think it's told enough or relayed enough to the general public. There are a lot of people that are interested in theater, but for whatever reason they haven't gotten into it. What gets portrayed to the audience, what the audience sees and gets to experience, is usually really great and all, but I think that the cast and even the crew that are working on a production for usually about 2 months, they get so much more out of it. There's a lot of character work. If a show is done well and the actors do their job well and directors and all those, the audience should get a lot out of the performance, out of the production. They should feel a lot of feels and be entertained, really have some emotions run through them that are brought out based on the subjects and the characterization that the people portray. But the depth that the audience feels is never going to be as deep or as intricate and involved as it is for the cast members themselves and even some of the crew members, specifically like the director, the choreographers, things like that. And here's what I'm saying is you get so much out of it as a person in the production. There's so much exploration of the human soul and the different levels of emotion, motivations of what drives this person, getting to really figure out what drives their character to do what they do and to just respond in general. Things they might not experience. Obviously it's not for real, but it's still a certain depth of an experience that they might not otherwise get to feel. Much like a video game. It's more exciting for some people to play a video game than it is to watch a movie because you actually get to control the character, and that's a lot more fulfilling to some people than to just sit back and be a complete spectator that's completely detached, other than just a viewing party that's left out of the loop. Whereas at least in a video game, you are the one making the choices, you are the one controlling the moves. It's up to you whether or not the main character lives or dies or succeeds. What brought this to mind again most recently is I'm working on Tarzan. Tarzan will be going up here in just a few weeks. And the whole process of being in a show and getting to know a character is just very involved. For my part, not being in the show as one of the characters, but as choreographing the fights, I still have to really get to know the motivations and the needs of each character for what they're doing. For instance, one fight, it was Kala, the mother gorilla, finding baby Tarzan for the first time, and the leopard coming back to get another meal out of the baby, and Kala's trying to protect the new baby. It's one thing to kind of create moves, but when you're really getting inside the head of some of these characters, and it really makes you. It adds the intensity of emotion and the drive to protect. I'm never going to be a female gorilla protecting a young child, obviously. We'll see where technology takes us in a few years. That's beside the point. Really digging in and grabbing a hold of that as I'm creating and designing the fights and the moves of how she's protecting this little baby. It brings to the surface some of those protective parental emotions and instincts that's pretty much there to some degree in everybody. And putting yourself in the mindset of that intense situation of being confronted by an animal that you normally are scared of because it's something that your entire gorilla tribe flees from in general. You don't stand and fight. But in this case, yeah, I'm life or death, I'm not giving up. When you're forced to kind of put yourself in that mindset, it just brings out all these emotions and stuff. And I actually got teared up. I found it amazing that I was listening to the soundtrack and thinking through the moves on my way to rehearsal, and I was actually getting teary-eyed just from the buildup of the intense emotions I was feeling as someone only related to the subject, of feeling that parental intense defensiveness and protectiveness. And it wasn't that I thought it was sad, it was just that the well up of emotions and the intensity and the need to protect and to fight off and rise against odds to do that. There's just something really cool about it. And and as unfortunately that an audience member doesn't get a lot of that, just like they don't get a lot of the little small details that every character does. There's a lot of things an audience is not going to notice, or choices that maybe didn't make it into the show, but were really good choices, but the director had to cut it just for sake of time and consistency and things. But the camaraderie amongst the cast members, and being these fantastical people, these very interesting characters, there's just so much emotional oomph that's there. It's a very fulfilling experience. So some of you people that only get involved in theater occasionally, it's awesome because you still have your day job, because it's very hard to be as, to be in the theater field and make a good living off of it. But even doing it on the side, like in community theater or whatnot, and still having your day job, it's such a wonderful, fulfilling hobby to be involved in. So that being involved, I mean, there's other benefits of being involved in the theater besides from, you know, just the emotional feeling and the camaraderie and you know, the good spirits that everybody keeps each other in, the family atmosphere, the togetherness, the meaningfulness of being involved on a big team towards a goal. And it's one where everybody's exploring emotions and ideas, and everybody's brainstorming, collaborating together. That's always such an interesting thing already. There's other things, you know, little benefits as far as improving your speech, your comfortability with speaking in front of people, as well as all the dialect and the enunciation and the projection, and being more confident in how you put forth your vocals. That can really benefit you, benefits a lot of people. And even just being comfortable in crowds. Not only is it a fun, friendly, and family-inclusive environment that you're in that you're all in together as castmates and crewmates, but being comfortable in front of an audience, that helps a lot. That was about it. So I'm working on a few shows, choreographing for Tarzan. Right now I'm reconstructing my drum set, so I'll be playing during intermissions. Treasure Island is coming up here pretty soon, in mid-June, 20th through the 24th of June at LCC. That one's going to be great. I'll be playing Long John Silver. That's another interesting role, very complex character. Looking forward to the challenge. I don't get to be on stage as often as I used to, or as much as I would like. But looking forward to that. So stay tuned to my business page, Steel Wing Studios, LLC, and that will have some information on upcoming projects, but good shows I'm working on. I'm very proud of all the people I'm working with and for. Yeah, love feeling the feels. So I hope this helps anybody that had any doubts about maybe wanting to get into theater, but just feel like they don't have enough time, or are still a little bit shy and apprehensive about it. It helps you, and it's even if it doesn't further your career in whatever way, it's a great pastime to be involved in, and you make a lot more connections with people. And just like anything, a lot of stuff is about meeting the people that are not a new part of your life, and make a lot of great connections. So enjoy, everybody. Take care.